All right, welcome to part 3 of my Mark 13 Mod 5 build series. In parts 1 and 2 of this build series, which I'm going to link down below in the description, I showed you guys the majority of the parts that I'm going to use to construct this rifle, as well as my choice in optics and that kind of thing. But in this video, I'm going to go over kind of the heart and soul of this rifle, and that is the action. So this is my Mark 13 300 Win Mag action from Stiller Actions out of Garland, Texas. So this is the correct action for later Mark 13 Mod 5s, as well as the Mark 13 Mod 7. Those both were upgraded with this action over the old Remington actions that the original Mod 5s used. And I'll just briefly show you kind of what makes these, a better choice than a Remington action, at least a factory Remington action. So first off, you have a fluted bolt. And this is what's considered the Gen 2 Stiller action, meaning that it only has fluting on the part of the bolt that actually contacts the inside of the receiver. They didn't bother machining flutes right here because that doesn't actually make contact with anything. But this part actually will reduce friction. So I'm going to pull this little end cap off. This is a traditional Remington 2-lug 180-degree design, so it's going to have a 90-degree bolt throw. And this is compatible with Remington 700 pattern barrels and chassis, but it is a much higher quality action out of the box than something like a factory Remington. So starting off, it's got a UID label, which is found on the issued action. It's got the correct markings, Mark 13 300 Win Mag. And aside from that, not too much to really remark on, but this action is already from the factory blueprinted, meaning that this is going to be a much smoother action and a much more accurate action than your run-of-the-mill factory assembly line Remington. So this requires a lot less work if you're going to use it for a Mark 13 than the Remington. With a Remington action, you're going to have to send it to someone like Chris at Red Bull Armory or a few others who can blueprint your action, which is a time-consuming and expensive process. And they're also going to do the M16 extractor mod, or they should do it if they're doing a 2-spec Mark 13 build. Meanwhile, that is already done on this action. So we'll set that aside for just a second, and I'll show you what else comes with this. So you've got a 20 MOA top rail, which is optional whenever you're buying these on Stiller's website. If you're doing a Mark 13 Mod 5 or Mod 7, I would grab this. It is the correct rail if you're building a clone, and it's a good rail. There's nothing wrong with these at all. And then finally, we have our recoil lug, as well as your screws for the top rail, and then a couple little pins for the top rail that act as additional recoil lugs. So that is essentially it when it comes to this action. These retail direct from Stiller for about $1,600, which sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, if you buy a Remington action, it's going to cost you $400 to $500, maybe $600 or $700, depending on which one you buy. And then you're going to have to pay a gunsmith quite a bit of money to get it to this level of smoothness on the action. So, and of course, unless you have them machine them, they won't have fluting either. So it ends up being pretty equal in the end. Just depending on which Mark 13 you want to build will determine which one's going to be, better for you. But if you're building a Mod 5, you kind of have the option of either one, depending on which generation of Mod 5 you build. So anyway, I'm going to actually mock up this in my chassis with the scope and everything mounted, just to give you guys a better idea of what this is going to look like in the end. So I'm going to cut away here, and when I come back, I'll have that assembled. All right, and here's my quick little mock-up of what this rifle eventually is going to look like once it's all finished. So all I've done is attached the Stiller action with the 2 action screws to the AICS chassis, mounted the Stiller top rail and my Nightforce nav-spec scope onto the action. And the barrel is literally just kind of sitting in place right now. The Lilja blank, as it comes from the factory, doesn't have threads to actually thread into the receiver, so that can't actually attach fully until I get it back from Red Bull Armory. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about what all Red Bull Armory is going to do to this gun. So, I chose Red Bull Armory on recommendations from some guys on a Facebook group that I'm in who have all used him for multiple Mark 13 builds. and they all recommended him highly. His prices are reasonable, his turnaround times aren't awful, and he knows what he's doing as far as a lot of the small details with how these were assembled. So first off, since I went with the Stiller action, he's actually not going to have to do really hardly any work to the action itself. That should be all good to go. The barrel, he's going to have to do the final reprofiling on. He's also going to have to thread it to thread into the receiver. He'll do the taper on the front for the Knight's Armament Mark 11 suppressor mount, and then he'll bead blast the barrel to finish it off. Other than that, it's just going to be general rifle assembly, and I believe he had some proof marks that are found on the real Mark 13s. So like I said, little details like that are one reason why a lot of guys go to him. So let's talk price. Whether or not you're using a Stiller action or a Remington action for a Mark 13 build, unless you need any extra parts for your build, if you're like me and you have all the parts you need, either way it's going to cost about $1,000 worth of labor. The only part that I'm going to have to buy from him is the Crane spec recoil lug for the Mark 13. So while the Stiller action comes with its own recoil lug, I chose to buy the one that Red Bull Armory has made because it's identical to the real one that Crane used when building these guns, and should be a little bit stronger. So the Stiller one should be fine too if you decide to use that, but again, small details really make the difference between kind of a casual clone and something that is, you know, really just top-notch and accurate through and through. So, you know, do with that information what you will. So I'll finish off by talking about the whole process of shipping this gun to Chris. I just got off the phone with him. Me and him talked for about 30 minutes today about the whole process and timelines and, you know, how I can go about shipping this to him. Basically, the only catch is Chris wants people to ship the action with a barrel screwed into it. So if you buy a Remington barreled action as a donor for your Mark 13, you're in luck, you already have a barrel. But if you're like me and you have a Lilja barrel that physically can't screw into the receiver yet, Chris can actually hook you up with a burner barrel, just a, you know, shot out Remington barrel that you can just thread in by hand into your receiver and send to him. The reason he does that is because for his books and for the type of license that he has, he can't receive just a bare action and then send it back to the consumer as a barreled action. He has to log it in as a barreled action and log it out as a barreled action. So that's my understanding. But anyway, he's very reasonable on that. He will ship you a burner barrel and just charge you shipping to do that, because he's going to get that barrel back when you ship the gun to him. So anyway, if you guys are getting close to, those of you who are building a Mark 13 as well, if you're getting close to sending it into a gunsmith, I would give Chris a call today, because he's a little backlogged right now on Mark 13 builds, but according to him, around the 1st of October, he's going to be able to take more builds. So I would get in on that as soon as you possibly can. Obviously, Stiller just shipped out a new shipment of their Mark 13 action, so there's probably more than one of you out there who are in need of Red Bull Armory's services at this point. So anyway, in the next video, it's probably going to be a while until that comes out, probably several months, but it'll be the finished gun, and then I may or may not post a video after that when I actually receive the suppressor for this gun. I'm still trying to track down a Mark 11 suppressor, so if you guys have a lead on one of those, hit me up. But anyway, yeah, so there's that to look forward to, but I just wanted to do this in the meantime so you guys can get a pretty good picture of what this gun is going to look like. Obviously, you can't really see the whole thing as is. The barrel's kind of on the long side. But as of right now, like I said before in my last video, the Lilja barrel blank is about 27 inches long, and that gives the gunsmith room to play with when he's trimming it down to the final 26-inch length. Also, it's not going to stick out as far as it is now because it'll actually thread into the receiver about an inch. So, but yeah, that's just to give you an idea of what this is going to end up looking like. So anyway, if you have any questions, be sure to ask them down below. I'm more than happy to answer your guys' questions and interact with you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram, because that's usually where I post my updates on my builds first. So anyway, thanks for watching.